record. Okay, so this is where some people may get a little bit confused. Like I said, with a little practice, it is really not that bad at all. Okay, so if you look at this game plan that I set out for you, that I wrote out for you here, okay, the first step you do is anywhere you see an X, plug in a negative X. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, and for 18, that's what they did. Yes.
We're still looking at the Desmos page.
Thank you for letting me know. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Now, so again, if you look at this game plan, anywhere you see an X, you're going to plug in a negative X. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right over here. Okay, and that's how I got to this step right here. Okay, I plugged in negative X anywhere I see an X. That's how I got to this step over here. Okay, then we're going to simplify it. Okay, we're going to simplify it. Anywhere, obviously, if you have a double negative right here and here, you get a positive. Okay, obviously, you get a positive. Now, negative x cubed, that's negative x times negative x times negative x, still gives you negative x cubed. So this top yellow became that bottom yellow right there. Okay. All right. Now, here's the deal. Do these two yellow highlights match? Okay, do they match? The answer is no. Okay, the answer is no, they do not match. If these yellow highlights match, then the answer is even, you're done. Okay, easy. If these two yellow highlights match, you're done. Okay, if you get x cubed minus x here and x cubed minus x here, you're done even. Now, if it doesn't match, which is the case here, then you just got to take one little baby step forward. Okay, GCF out a negative 1. That's what they did here. GCF out a negative 1. Okay, which is basically what they did here. And then that's how they got from this yellow to that yellow. They basically just GCF out a negative 1. That's it. Okay. So if you GCF out a negative 1, you get from the left yellow to the right yellow. Okay. All right. Now, I want you to ask yourself this. Does this blue highlight here match this blue highlight there? And if the answer is yes, then it's odd. The blue highlight only includes what's in the parentheses. Okay. So look. This blue highlight does match that blue, both blue highlights match. Therefore, it is odd. Okay, therefore it is odd. All right, so now let's show a neither scenario. Let's pretend this says x cubed plus x. Okay, now the blue highlights don't match, so it's neither. Okay, so it's neither. All right. Now, by the way, remember, f of x is basically the same thing as y. Okay, f of x is basically the same thing as y. Now, let me tell you why this works. I'll give you a big picture. Okay, I'll give you a big picture. Okay, now let's talk about even functions again. Check this out. If I plug in positive 2 or negative 2, I still get, if you look right here on Desmos, if I plug in positive 2 or negative 2, okay, positive 2 or negative 2, I still get positive 4. Okay, positive 2 or negative 2 gives you positive 4, which is the same y value. Okay, that's the same deal here. Okay, if you plug in, okay, if you plug in, okay, by the way, what I'm explaining to you right now is just an explanation. I already gave you the method to solving without Desmos already. Okay, so this is just a little bit extra, a little bit bonus, just so you understand what's going on. Okay, and if it still doesn't make sense after this, just ask me questions later. Okay, so going back to, again, here, whether I plug in positive 2 or negative 2, I still get positive 4. Again, let's translate that into x and y values. Whether I plug in positive x or negative x, I still get the same y value, okay? And that is how it works over here. Whether I plug in positive x or like here, let me put it this way. Let's pretend, okay, in a hypothetical situation that this simplifies, this yellow simplifies to that. It does not, I made that up. But let's say after plugging in negative x, you get that, okay? So whether in this hypothetical case, whether I plug in x, okay, or negative x, I still get the same thing. Okay, I still get the same y value, okay? All right, so if I plug in, let me explain it also this way. If I plug in positive x, I get this. If I plug in negative x and then simplify it, I also get the same green highlight as the top. These two green highlights match, therefore in that case, it'll be even. Remember, if you plug in x or negative x and you get the same thing or the same y value, okay, then that means, it's even. Okay, maybe the y value thing is confusing you. Just think, if you plug in x or if you plug in positive x or negative x and get the same thing, you get, that's an even function. You get an even function. Now, let's look right here. If you, in this case, if you plug in, what's a clean value here? Okay, this is 2, 8. Okay, if you plug in positive 2 here, okay, if you plug in positive 2, you get positive 8. If you plug in negative 2 here, you get negative 8. Okay, so if you plug in a positive x value, you get the positive y value. Or let me say this, okay? If you plug in a positive x value, you get a certain y value. In this case, positive 8. If you plug in a negative x value, you get the opposite y value, which is negative 8 in this case. Okay, so negative x values give you negative y values. Or let me put it this way, negative x values give you opposite y values. Man, I'm twisting my words a little bit today. Negative x values gives you opposite y values. So let's look right here. If you plug in, if I go back to the original problem, if I plug in positive x, I get this, okay, right here. If I plug in negative x, okay, I get the opposite version of this green highlight. Okay, I get the opposite version of that green highlight because it's a negative. Okay, so that explanation didn't make sense to you. All you have to do is just follow the game plan. That explanation was extra. Just follow the game plan. Okay, plug in a negative x. Okay, anywhere you see an x, just like I did here. Boom, 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 boom. I plug in a negative x. Simplify it. Okay, simplify it. And if it matches, okay, if after simplification it matches, okay, then it's even. In this case, it does not match. So you take it one step further and GCF out a negative 1. Okay, you GCF out a negative 1. And if the parentheses matches, then it's odd. If the parentheses still doesn't match, if you get a plus sign here, it is neither. That's it. Okay. Explanation just now I gave you, which is a little bit cumbersome, but still a very simple concept, is extra. All right. I want everyone to do the green highlights. Do 29 to 32. That is, you're not doing this method. You're just looking at the graph, is what I mean to say. Okay. Once you get to 17 to 27, I want you to do that plugging in for negative x. Okay,